Good evening, fuckers. We are back with the next Train Simulator Classic request video, and this one is another request from MikkDC, and yeah, he seems quite hell-bent on giving me the tricky one to do this time, and I have a feeling he has succeeded. So we are on the North Wales coastline, and we are going to be doing the entire length of this particular route DLC. So we are starting in Holyhead in Anglesey, and we are going right the way through to Crewe. Now I'm going to treat it as an express run, which is not non-stop, but there are not going to be a huge number of stops. So we will stop at Bangor, Llandudno Junction, Chester, and Crewe will be the final stop. So it is only 4 stops, but yeah, we're stopping at all the major stations. So many of the stations on this route are like, you know, very minor. In fact, I think the majority of them are request stops. So as far as we're concerned, we don't have any requests. Now, as far as the train, we are in a 5-car class 805. So it's the first time the 805 has made an appearance, and of course this route is not electrified, so we are going to be using the diesel engine for the entire run. So you're going to see quite a difference insofar as how well the 805 performs compared to the 801 and the 803 that we have seen in previous videos. So yeah. Something else that is going to affect how well they run are the conditions, because it is winter, so we've got icy rails. It's clear, so the temperatures are going to be very low, so again icy rails will certainly be an issue. It's also 1:30 PM, that makes fuck all difference. But I mean, this is a run of just over 105.5 miles. And considering that the top speed at any point on this route is 90, this is probably going to be the best part of 2 hours. So, well, that is the setup, so let's get things underway. And here we are. So, yep, here is our class 805 at Holyhead station. With its rather distinctive Avanti livery. Good livery though, it is a good looking thing, that is for sure. Right, let's get things set up. So master key on, yeah, reverser is in place. Right. Lighting, we want just the markers, which is daylight running. So I think that is everything. Now I will be using the speed set. That's 15 mph when we start. But the speed set is nowhere near as good when you are using the diesel engine as it is when you are using the electric motors. So I'm not going to be as reliant on it. Okay, right, we'll turn off DRA. Take one last look at our train here. In fact, we should really let the passengers and that on first before we depart. So yeah, so there you go. So yeah, doors are all open. We've had some people get off. It's a very short stop. Doors are shutting again already. There we go. Signal from the guard. Let's get underway. There we go. So Crewe, yeah, 105.6 miles. And our first stop is Bangor. I don't know whereabouts it is, except that well, we are certainly nowhere near it at the moment because we are still on Anglesey. So we have a fair few stations to pass through before we get there. The first station is Valley, which is a very small station. I think it's one of the smallest stations in Wales. So while we are using the diesel engine, and yes, we are using the diesel engine, I know it sounds quiet, but there is an audible difference. But yeah, the acceleration rate is nowhere near as good compared to the, you know, if we are running this with electrical power. But also with the speed set, if we are using the electric power, the speed set will use the brakes to slow us down, as well as you know, obviously increasing throttle and that to get us up to speed. Now in diesel mode, yes, the speed set will get us up to speed, and it will, you know, use the brakes as far as making sure we stay at that speed, but it does not slow us down because of things like gradients and that. So yeah, it is nowhere near as useful as it is in electric mode. So this could make things, well, it will make things rather tricky. So much so, I'm not sure how long I'm going to use this thing, you know, the speed set for. Anyway, we are now in a 75 mph zone. So you can see that, yeah, our acceleration is certainly nothing like as good as it was in electrical, yeah, when we are using the electric mode. I mean, it's not like it's atrocious, you know, it's not, you know, on the same sort of level as the Class 73 with its diesel engine, but yeah, it is certainly not remarkable. We are starting to pick up half decent speed, but now, and in a valley station is indeed coming next. You can see just how small it is. It is by far the smallest station on Anglesey, but I am pretty sure it is also the smallest station on in Wales. Now, yeah, I'm having a break here because we're on a downward gradient, and we were going to start speeding. Because I have quite a few semaphore stations while on, you know, we're speeding again. So yeah, that was Valley Station, tiny bloody thing. Now I'm not quite sure where that section that went off to the left actually goes. I can only assume it's going to a docks area of some kind, but I don't know which. So the Class 805 that we are in is actually the last of the 800 series to have dual mode electrical and diesel power. I don't know why they've taken that decision. I can only assume it's fucking environmentalism again. Now, whether that means that the 807 uses batteries like the 803, I don't know. And of course, the 809 and the 810 that are both coming next year are likely to do exactly the same thing. Now, I think because of all of these gradients and that, I am going to turn off the speed set. It's just not worth using. So speed set is off. We'll reset it back down to 0, just so, yeah. So Rosniger is the next station. Really nice scenic part of Anglesey is Rosniger. If you're going to visit Anglesey, this is definitely one part of it that you really want to take a look at. Again, we're on a downhill gradient, so we were picking up speed. So here we are at Rosniger station. Again, it's a very small station, not as small as Valley, but that's not difficult. And to Crewe, the next station, yeah, it's coming along quite quickly afterwards, not even a mile and a half away. Now, even though I, was saying that the acceleration rate of the 800 series when using diesel power is not fantastic. It's not awful. It's about on par with a class 43, you know, the original Intercity 125. It's just that while that was absolutely fantastic in the 70s and 80s, these days that's not really considered good enough, as we are going through to Christ Station with its very staggered platforms. And there we are. I think the next station is Bodorgan. The station is actually nowhere near the village of Bodorgan itself. Anyway, we're on an uphill section now. So yeah, the acceleration rate is, you know, it's acceptable. It's just that, yeah, by modern high-speed train standards, it's really not that great. And also, its top speed is 110 mph. I mean, that is still fine, but yeah, it's not going to certainly not going to rival the APT. So just managed to get the braking in time, but Bodorgan Station is about a mile and a quarter away. Spot the cunt that wasn't paying attention to the speed going up. Okay, so here we are at Bodorgan Station. Very much your archetypal sort of village railway station. Next station is Llanfairpwll. I'm not even going to attempt to say the full name, but you all know the one I'm talking about. And there is no denying it, it is the biggest tourist attraction in Anglesey. We're on a 1 in 98 downhill section here, so you do need a bit of speed control via braking here. Once we are at Llanfairpwll, the next station is Bangor, our first stop. You can also see we are pretty close to the coast here. Okay, It's another really fantastically scenic route, this. Every bit as great as the route I did in the previous video, the Scottish East Coast Main Line. I mean, I think that one could possibly be the most scenic route of all of the routes that I have. But I mean, this is not bad. And of course, if you buy the core game now, actually don't buy it now, buy it in 2 days time when the Steam sale starts. This is the UK route that you get included, and what a fantastic route to have with the game. When I bought the game, we got the Faversham High Speed route, which is, yeah, the HS1 route. That is not a fantastic one to have. So 1 in 97 uphill. So acceleration is pretty, well, it's pretty dismal really, but the uphill gradient certainly doesn't help there. So it has eased a little. It is now 1 in 102. Our acceleration rate has improved as a result. Oh yeah, it was too slow getting the brakes on again. So there you see, it's not all semaphore signals on Anglesey. It's a it's a rather horrible mixture of the two. I really wish that they had replaced all of the signals, but yeah, all of the semaphore signals anyway. But no, they hadn't. So we are uphill again. 1 in 177. So yeah, Holyhead Park is coming up in 1.5 miles. It's another very small station. The name is longer than the fucking station platform, pretty much. Now we have a speed decrease down to 40, which is probably where we are crossing the Menai Straits on the Britannia Bridge. Or at the very least it's where we are approaching the Britannia Bridge. The alert for the speed reduction, so we'll start slowing down. Here we are at Llandudno. That was the station. It really was another blink and you miss it station. So there we go, we're now fine as far as the speed limit that's up and coming is concerned. So yeah, we are now in the 40 zone. So I actually have a feeling it's that 45. Oh no, here is the Britannia Bridge. It is quite sort of dull and gloomy in here because of course, yeah, our view is rather hampered from the fact that, yeah, we have the road right above us. I don't know if there actually are these two houses within the Menai Straits. I suspect they're not actually there, but well, I'd be interested to know anyway if anyone from around this part of Wales. My dad's not here, so I can't ask him. So Bangor station is really not that far away now. This single line doesn't last very long. So we are entering a 45 mph section. Not a huge difference, but it's a difference. So let's get a bit more speed up. But that actual section of Anglesey, if you start in Llandudno and go north to Holyhead, so you're looking at a distance of just over 20 miles. It's a great place to sort of get used to DMUs, and of course it's a great place to get used to steam train driving. Because you have got a bit of everything except a lot of speed changes. So you can get your loco up to about 75 and you are pretty fine for quite a while after that. So yeah, we're at 15 mph limit as we are approaching Bangor station. So we have a class 175 approaching. Yeah, two car. very rare for anything greater than 2 car to be going up to Holyhead, so this fucking 5 car train heading towards, well, heading from Holyhead to Bangor is, yeah, that is quite a rarity. So as you can clearly see, we are in Belmont Tunnel. We are going to need to start slowing down a bit while we're in here. That 15 mph section is fast approaching. So we have a single yellow here. That actually could be because it's one of those signals that can only show a single aspect. Yes, it is. Well, I think it is. So anyway, we have to assume that the next signal is red, but considering we're only doing 14.8 mph, I don't think we need to be slamming on the emergency brakes if it is. So anyway, we are now well and truly on the main line for the North Wales coast. So our speed can increase now, not by a huge amount. The fastest we will do at any point here is 90. We can now right, so we will where's the door unlock? It's not actually giving me the option to unlock these doors, but it is the doors on this side that we need to open. Okay, yeah, it has opened them very briefly. But yeah, here we are at Bangor. Right, onwards. So our next stop will be Llandudno Junction. The next station, I'm pretty sure, is Llandudno. We're still on this 15 mph section here. Now once we are, I think once we've joined the main line here again, we've got off these points, we will be able to get our speed up to 75. So this is Bangor Tunnel. Yeah, so we're on 75 now. Let's get some proper speed up. And of course, while we're in the tunnel here, we can accelerate at a much better rate than we could while still on the icy tracks. So now you can really see how the acceleration rate under diesel power is quite a bit slower compared to the acceleration rate with yeah, using the electric power. And while this is a high-speed train, it is still a diesel electric multiple unit, so it's not like it has the engine as, you know, a single lump behind us in the in the main yeah, the main loco at the front here. The diesel engines are sort of spread out amongst all of the units, just like the electrical yeah, motors would be. Well, they are, just that they are not in use. So, Guy, I think is how you pronounce this tunnel. But yeah, we are still accelerating. I mean, accelerating to 75 in an HST shouldn't take very long at all, but yeah, it is taking us a while. So it is because of the simple fact we just don't have anything like the power using the diesel engines that we have if we were using, you know, the electric motors. So we're now on a 1 in 227 downhill section, which means we are still accelerating. So let's take it down, yeah, just a touch. Because the acceleration isn't exactly like breakneck, so we should be okay until we reach the point where it levels out, which is not very far ahead. Right, so it is levelling out now. In fact, so much so that 20% throttle is keeping us at our current speed, which is not bad. Right, let's speed up just a bit. And we know that if we keep it at 20%, that should maintain it, or we'll just carry on going. Yes, because we're now on a 1 in 181 downhill section. It's levelling out some here. More importantly, we have a speed increase to 90 coming up in just a few hundred yards. So we're entering that 90 zone now. And now we are in it. But it does not last long at all. With our acceleration rate, it's yeah. So that 75 is the slow down for the station, which is 5 seconds. So we will just be going straight through there. That is just a request stop anyway, so I think the vast majority of trains would just go straight through it. In fact, the next station after this is also a request stop, and that is Penmain Moor. It might be Penmain Mower, but it's one of the two. But yeah, that's another request stop, so we will just go straight through that one. In fact, every station that we come to now, prior to Llandudno Junction, will be a request stop. So yeah, here we are, home 5-second station. And we are now in the 90 mph zone, but as you can also see, we are not going to be in this zone for very long. Slow down a bit. Yeah, if we just coast here, yeah, so we're fine as far as the speed here goes. So here is Penmaen Moor station coming up. So this tunnel here, as you can see, Avalanche Tunnel, that's the only reason it was built. We had quite a few landslides around here, so yeah, they basically needed something to just cover the lines rather than more landslides doing it. There's another one dead ahead, but oh well, I assume this one is named, it's just that it's not named on the actually, maybe that one does serve a purpose. There's another 175 approaching. So yeah, here we are at Penmaen Moor. Quite a scenic little town. So we have speed decrease to 55 coming up, just for the duration of the tunnel that we're approaching, Penmaen Moor. So that's the alert. The brakes on this thing though are so good that yeah. Here we go, so we're now fine for that speed limit. And as soon as we leave the tunnel, we are entering a 75 zone again, so we can start to get our speed up once more. Well, we could, but again, not for very long. That must be the entrance to the next station, which I think might be Crewe. And it is. So yeah, that is the station within the walls of Crewe Castle. I think Conwy Castle is probably the most impressive castle in all of Wales. I think it's yeah, I think it is more impressive than Carnarvon. Yeah, that's the alert for the speed decrease. Losing speed at a far greater rate than I need to. So another 175 on its way. Yeah. Yeah, quite a big one, that, as many as 3 cars. Yeah, this section here is part of the wall of Conwy Castle. Oh, what a fantastic location to put a railway station, it really is. So let's get some speed up. And that 175 was stuck there waiting for us. Give you some idea of how bad the 175 emus were, or are. Well, it is were, I don't think they're still in use anymore. They were too big to go through the tunnel there at Conwy Castle. They actually had to remove some of the bricks from Conwy in order to allow those trains to get in. Ludicrous. So, yeah, here we are at Llandudno Junction. Again, very, very short stop. So that is our last stop within Wales. So if this was a regular service, we would actually be stopping at all stations now. I don't think there are any request stops now on this on the rest of this line, but yeah, we are running a express service here, so yeah, we do still have stops, but our next stop is Chester, so we got a fair old distance to go before yeah, before that stop comes along. So we're in a 75 mph zone. We will enter this 85 long before we reach the limit. So we are accelerating to 85. It is taking a bit of getting used to seeing the front and rear locos without the yellow panels on them. I'm still not even decided if I like it or not. So speed reduction coming up in about 1.25 miles down to 75 again. As we approach Colwyn station, or Colwyn Bay I should say. Another 175, that one in the Transport for Wales livery. So yeah, if you're watching this and you don't own this game but are considering it, then yeah, well, certainly as of the time of recording this anyway, Monday sees the Steam sale, and Train Simulator Classic along with all of its DLCs will be included in that sale. So it will certainly be worth getting. Yeah, you have one US route, one European route and one UK route. Yeah, that are included with it, and this is the UK route you get. It's a fantastic choice of route. So it's a really, really good way to you know, get into the game. So we're now on a 1 in 100 uphill gradient. This thing is likely to struggle maintaining its speed. In fact, we are increasing speed. Now we'll certainly have no problem increasing speed through the tunnel. So I'll throttle down for that because we don't want to end up speeding. Okay, so we're into an 85 zone. We're also on a 1 in 100 downhill section, so I think we'll coast and pick up speeds that way for a bit anyway. The downhill gradient has shallowed considerably now, 1 in 392. So I think the next station is Prestatyn. No, it's Abergele and yeah, Pensan. Another 175 on the route. Not seen any 221s yet. I thought we might have seen a couple of them by now. So, yeah, there we are. Abergele and Pensan station. Nice place if you like caravan parks. I don't, so yeah. Well, we are fast approaching halfway. Another speed decrease coming up in a mile and a half. So yeah, we're now halfway on this this particular run with Rhyl station coming up. Quite a major station. Should have really included that in our stops, but So yeah, here we are at Real Station. We're now entering a 90 mph zone. Now we are in it. I don't know how long this zone actually lasts. There's your answer. So we're back down at 75 in a mile and a half, just as we approach Prestatyn station. And then once we are the other side of the station, the speed limit goes up again, but to 85. Well, we did make it to 90 mph, but yeah, now we need to start slowing. There you go. So yeah, here we are, Prestatyn station. So we are now back in the 85 zone. Not a huge amount of speed to be gained, but it is still going to take a little while because of, you know, the slow acceleration rate. I think the next station is Flint. Well, I thought that 75 mph section, which we are approaching in just over a mile, was the boundary of another station, but no, it would appear not. He did seem like it was a bit quick for a station to be coming along, but I don't really know why it's there. So it looks like might be an abandoned station we just passed. Unless it's part of the goods depot there, that particular freight yard. Yep, still travelling alongside the coast here. So we have got a speed increase in 1.5 miles, up to 90. Again, I'm not sure we're going to really get the chance to get up that fast before the next speed reduction prior to a station comes along. As I don't think we are too far away from Flint. I'm pretty sure we are in Flintshire itself at the moment. Yeah, there you go. So that section is just over 1 mile. They're on a 1 in 180 uphill section. So we're in the 90 zone. We'll gain some speed anyway. That is about it, because we've now got to drop it again. 158. That makes a change from 175s then anyway. So here is the 90 zone. It's followed rather quickly by, well, it did look like a relatively sharp turn. It's not that sharp at all. And once again, this 90 section is quite short before the 75 zone negates it. Okay, so there is Flint Station, so that's why that 75 zone is there. Now I think after Flint, the next station is Shosson, which is the last station within Wales. So yeah, here we are at Flint Station. So back into the 90 zone. So I think the next station is Shotton, I'm not 100% certain. I was about to say this looks like I've got a good chance of getting to the fastest speed we've done on the entire run, and then that 75 thing came up, so in a mile and a half we got to slow down. We might still just about make it to our best speed. If I can get it up to, I think it's 90.3, that will be the fastest we've done. So here we are. So yeah, now we have done it. 9, and yeah, now I've got to start braking, otherwise we will end up speeding. So we have made it to yeah, the fastest we can possibly do on this line. So yeah, Shotton is the next station, last station within Wales. Here we are. And this bridge that we are passing is another railway bridge. I think that takes you down through Powys towards like South Wales. So yeah, I think that's the route that takes you to like Merthyr Tydfil and that sort of way. So the next station is Chester. And we will be stopping there. Yeah, 156 downhill. It looks like I will be needing to break the controller speed, but not anymore. Yeah, certainly nowhere near the coast now. Well, I'll say nowhere near it. we're not right on top of it anyway. No idea why that has come up. We've got no speed reductions coming up. Let's see what the next signal says. Alright, we have got a speed reduction to 50, but that's still over 1.5 miles away. Yeah, this next signal is green. Yes, another 175. So we must be getting close to Chester station. We've got speed decreases to 50, like so, and then we got one for 30. Oh yeah, and there's Chester right there. So we are fine speed wise. So this is the Rudy Viaduct. Well, that was it. Yeah, I'm braking far too heavily again. So yeah, speed wise we are fine for the approach to the station. So I think for this last part, going from Chester to Crewe, which is where we will be terminating, I think we are actually on the West Coast main line for that last bit. I think we're going to be, well, alright, we'll probably be in this gap, yeah, between the two covered sections. Okay, so, yes, this side we want. So yep, here we are at Chester, again very short before the door shut again. Here we go. Right, so the last 21 miles as we head from Chester station to Crewe, one of the major sort of junction stations in the UK. So many of the various railway companies all run through Crewe. I can't remember if it's first or second. It might even be equal first, as in terms of the number of railway companies that use it. And I'm about to start speeding. Yeah. So yeah, that line that we just come off, I think, would be taking us up to the Wirral and Liverpool way. So now in the 65 zone, let's get some speed up. Well, we have a 90 mph section that are approaching. I was not expecting to see that. But seeing that there just strengthens my opinion. I think we are on the West Coast Main Line now. The only thing that has me doubting it is the fact that it's not electrified, because I'm fairly certain that the entire West Coast Main Line has been electrified now. Mind you, the entire East Coast Main Line has also been electrified, but the section between York and Newcastle in this game isn't, so the fact that it's not electrified in the game is no reason to assume that we are not on it. So we are just entering the 90 mph section. We're now in it, so we can resume accelerating. I mean, you can clearly see that the acceleration rate using the diesel engine is nothing like as good as if we were running on electrical power. And there is me not paying attention again. Well, that is the fastest we have done now. It's just that we weren't really meant to be doing 91 at any point anyway. Yeah, in a really open area here. Not a great deal to be seen. So 75 mph section coming up. No, it's a very short one though. Before we are back up to 90. I've left braking way too late. Although, yeah, actually we're fine. So yeah, 90 zone entered, and now we're back in it again. So we can start accelerating properly. And Crewe station is now 10 miles away. So distance started in 3 figures and is now down to single figures. Yeah, still very much in a very open countryside here. So that's 70 mph section in a mile and a half. I very much doubt that that is a temporary thing. It's going to be our max for what little is left of the journey. In the 70 zone now. And then drops down to 50 in, yeah, you guessed it, a mile and a half. We have a Transport for Wales at 158 passing. Crewe station is 1.5 miles away. Now, of course, coming into Crewe from this line means that yeah, this train could actually go in either direction. You could either start heading along the West Coast Main Line towards either Stafford or Wolverhampton and Birmingham and that, or head north to Preston, that part of it. And of course, that is one part of the West Coast Main Line that is missing from the DLCs. The only place I've seen it is fucking Alan Thompson, and the only way you can download it is if you pay for a subscription, which I am never going to do. Now I realised I also said I was never going to get any Armstrong Powerhouse stuff, and well, you can see right here how well that went, but no. I've heard enough about Alan Thompson to know that I do not want him getting any of my money. So speed wise we are fine. So here we are at Crewe platform 9. And yep, there we go. So yes, that was Holyhead to Crewe in the class 805, and yeah, so a great run. Always is a good run. Yeah, the North Wales coast route is quite a long one, but yeah, if you're in the right train, that really doesn't matter. And the 805 was certainly a decent train for that route. Yes, the acceleration rate is down because we are using diesel power, but it's really not bad at all. Now I probably picked up plenty of speeding errors. I thought it was more than 8 actually, but there we go. So yeah, there we are. Holyhead to Crewe in the class 805. So that is that video done, and we will see you at the next one.